My name is Janice Bailey, and I'm the Scientific Director of the Research Fund for Natural Sciences and Technology in the province of Quebec in Canada. My organization develops and funds research programs for universities and colleges in Quebec, and we also establish partnerships with other countries across the world to leverage from each other as we seek to achieve common goals. Prior to starting as scientific director, I was a professor of agriculture for 25 years at Laval University, also in Canada, where I investigated how the changing environment affects the health and development of future generations. So I am deeply honored to moderate this exciting session. I think it might be the most exciting in the whole week. Current world food systems are filled with irony. For example, while obesity is a key health challenge in many populations worldwide, food insufficiency touches 1 in 7 humans, and 30 to 40% of food is wasted. The agricultural sector is often villainized for its contributions to greenhouse gas emissions and excessive land use. Yet, as Dr. El-Wafi stated at yesterday's high-level opening, agriculture can also be a climate savior by sequestering greenhouse gases. So it seems to me that research and innovation of the agri-food sector is having a renaissance moment. In recent years, our food systems have been challenged by the COVID pandemic, geopolitical crises, and persistent social inequities, as well as by the changing climate. Despite these tensions, food will always be central to humanity. And so today we will learn about innovative and concrete agri-food systems and strategies to address many of these challenges that I just mentioned. So now I am very delighted to invite Dr. Ismahani El-Wafi to tell us about her vision for this session and and tell us about the cases themselves. Dr. El-Wafi.
Thank you very much, Janice, and thank you for reflecting yourself on really the discrepancies that we have in this world. Be it as we talked yesterday, some of us have abundance and many of us have a lot of scarcity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, the effects of climate change are being felt all around the world, and agri-food systems are in many instances being thrown into disarray. Marginal environments and the communities that derive their livelihood in those environments are being particularly hardly hit, be it coastal, be it inland communities, or be it fish folks or agriculturists. So I always say, if I was a producer, particularly if I am a small producer, I'll be completely shocked and completely useless and completely feeling hopeless, because I'm asked to do everything. I'm asked to produce food for people. I'm asked to protect resources. I'm asked to do better without tools. So it's very difficult to be a farmer, particularly a small-scale farmer in nowadays. And when we talk about marginal environments, behind marginal environment are marginalized people. So when you don't have the tools, you don't have the resources, it is really tough to survive and be part of the community, the global community. So we are all gathered here today because we believe that it is our collective responsibility to tackle the challenges that are posed by conflict, climate extreme, economic shocks, and growing inequalities. These challenges are hindering our progress toward achieving the SDGs, and we recognize that addressing them requires bold and transformative action at all levels, at the national level, at the regional level, and the global level. Our agri-food system must become more efficient, more inclusive, more resilient, more sustainable. And as you said, Janice, the agriculture sector could be a saver, could be a point of change and transformation that can serve people and the planet. At the core of this transformation are the innovative technologies and solutions that have the potential to reshape our approach to agriculture and food production. And we must place small-scale producers, family farmers, indigenous people, women, youth, consumers, and other underrepresented communities and groups, other underrepresented actors at the center of this transformation. We need to capitalize on win-win solutions in which trades-off and opportunities for efficiency are effectively managed. We must also leverage the numerous opportunities for further innovation and collaboration, such as public-private partnership, knowledge sharing, networks, and capacity building programs. This morning, I had the pleasure to be with the young indigenous scientists, and it was really quite flagrant, the difference of the thinking per se. And I like very much the Professor Jose Esquina that said, we think about IP, whereas indigenous community thinks about sharing. So we think about protecting the knowledge so that we can gain more of it, whereas the indigenous thinking per se and the community basis, it's about sharing knowledge. It's not about only protecting it so that an individual or a cooperative can get more out of it. And that makes me really think. So if we want to really change, we have to think deeper. It's not only about how we do science, how we apply it, but also the economic behind that needs a really paradigm shift if we want to reduce inequalities and we want to leave no one behind. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the objectives of this Science and Innovation Forum this year in 2023 is to share experiences and lesson learned on implementing solutions on the ground to step up climate action. This forum provides a unique platform for a focused and strategic debate on how science, technology, and innovation play a vital role in the transformation of agri-food system and in driving climate action. It is not enough to simply acknowledge the problems. We must also showcase the solutions that are within our reach. And that's where this session is very important. This session really talks about solution. This session is from the ground. This session comes from different countries to showcase how did they do it and how did they succeed in doing so. So these innovations are not confined to laboratories or research stations. They are out in the world, making a real difference. And those ladies and gentlemen here gonna showcase to us some of them. So in June, how did we came to choose these particular panelists to join us? In June this year, to find out what's happening really on the ground in terms of combating climate change, FAO placed a call for illustrative country-led case studies of agriculture system, technologies, and innovation for climate action. The response was considerable, with over 200 case studies being submitted from about 60 countries and covering a very broad range of technologies and innovation that are being used across all segments of agri-food system. Many of the submissions were of very high quality, and it was not easy to choose among them and select only a handful for inclusion in this forum. After much deliberation, we made our choices. I would like to thank everyone who made the effort to submit a case study, and I'm sorry that we could not have included more on the panel. In making our choices, we also considered various regions and countries to be able to present a global and balanced picture of activities around the world. In this session today, we will have the privilege of hearing about their success stories in the realm of agri-food system technologies and innovation that intersect with climate action. We will hear from representatives from the Pacific to the Sahel and cover subjects are diverse from biopesticide to bees to solar processing technologies, among many. These are not just theoretical concepts, but they are real world solutions. And I'm really looking forward to hear from you. We applaud you for sharing with us your wisdom, your experience, and for coming the whole way from your countries to be with us here. And thank you very much all for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'm just going to explain. Each of the speakers will have about 5 minutes to present. And then after everyone gives their presentation, we'll take 10 minutes for questions if time allows. Everybody keeps on time. And I did warn you that I'll make you sit down. Okay. So I'm very happy to introduce our first presentation by Pauline Monjuenpu. She is the Director of Research, the Chief of Scientific Programming and Intellectual Properties Unit at the Institute of Agricultural Research for Development in Cameroon. And she's going to present on production of a biopesticide from cassava peelings and its use in grain conservation.
Bonjour, je vais parler en français pour être sûr d'être juste dans mes expressions. Ma présentation porte sur la production d'un biopesticide à partir des épluchures de manioc et sa valorisation dans la conservation des grains. Ce travail s'inscrit dans un contexte où, au Cameroun particulièrement, nous produisons environ 5 millions de tonnes de manioc et la transformation de ce manioc génère de façon annuelle près d'1 million de tonnes de déchets qui sont abandonnés dans la nature et deviennent ainsi donc des foyers de prolifération microbienne ou bien de réchauffement ou de production de méthane qui vont conduire à réchauffer le climat. Et parallèlement, les pertes post-récolte des graminées est estimée à 40%. Pour un pays qui déjà n'est pas autosuffisant, c'est très, très élevé. Donc, l'idée a été donc d'utiliser ces pertes ces déchets, ces épluchures de manioc qui sont déversés dans la nature, donc d'utiliser ce déchet pour pouvoir essayer de conserver les grains et réduire les pertes post-récolte. Et ceci nous permettra donc de limiter l'utilisation des pesticides, qui est le principal moyen conventionnel pour limiter les pertes post-récolte. À cet effet, le manioc que vous voyez, quand on l'épluche, on a donc ces épluchures et les épluchures obtenues subissent certaines transformations particulières, en l'occurrence la macération, la fermentation, le séchage. Et cette opération permet donc d'inciter la production d'une molécule active qui est produite dans les épluchures, en l'occurrence la scopolétine. Donc, c'est une phytoalexine qui va être produite lors de ces transformations, lors de ces conditions particulières, c'est-à-dire lors de la macération, la fermentation et le séchage des épluchures sous des conditions bien précises. Donc, à la fin, lorsque c'est sec, on procède au broyage et on obtient donc cette biopesticide qui contient une teneur en molécules actives, qui est la scopolétine, de une teneur de 46 mg par kilogramme. Donc, c'est donc ce biopesticide qui est utilisé pour conserver les grains de maïs à la teneur de 8 mg de biopesticides pour 100 g de maïs. Donc, ce calcul, c'est de pouvoir avoir dans la proportion qui est à mélanger avec le maïs environ 0,28 microgrammes par gramme de maïs. Donc, ceci, donc, en procédant donc ainsi avec le maïs, avec les arachides aussi, on a pu réduire de façon substantielle les pertes post-récolte. Ceci est dû au fait que le biopesticide possède une activité antifongique sur environ 11 souches microbiennes, 11 moisissures, et ce sont ces moisissures qui sont responsables des pertes post-récolte. Donc, en évitant le fait de traiter dans les grains avec ce biopesticide empêche donc le développement de ces moisissures qui sont responsables des pertes post-récolte. Donc ça, c'est le chemin, ça c'est le schéma directeur de l'activité, de l'action de cette molécule bioactive sur le développement fongique. Donc il s'agit d'un effet d'un effet fongicide, donc ça empêche le développement des micro-organismes et on gagne donc ça réduit donc substantiellement les pertes post-récolte. Un taux de réduction atteignant même une valeur de 60 à 70% a été obtenu avec le maïs lorsque la conservation se fait dans des conditions adéquates. Et c'est une technologie qui nous a permis d'impacter suffisamment le quotidien, puisque lorsqu'on réduit les pertes, ça veut dire que le producteur va mieux se retrouver dans son activité et on impacte de façon significative sur l'autosuffisance alimentaire, puisque le maïs est la base de la consommation de la population. Bon, le principal défi rencontré a été le financement pour pouvoir tester l'activité de ce biopesticide dans les autres agroécologies ou bien dans plusieurs autres façons de conditionner les grains. Comme facteur de réussite, la matière première est disponible puisque c'est des substances qu'on jette généralement. La technologie est simple et ce biopesticide n'est pas dangereux pour l'être humain. Il est respectueux de l'environnement, facile à utiliser puisque c'est sous forme de poudre. Ça encourage l'inclusion sociale puisque l'homme généralement s'occupe du produit principal alors que la femme va s'occuper du produit secondaire, c'est-à-dire les épluchures. Ça fait qu'à la fin, tout le monde peut apporter quelque chose dans le ménage et il y a donc la paix. Et ce biopesticide est moins cher comparé à ce qui est sur le marché et ça préserve l'environnement. La leçon apprise, c'est de dire que tout sous-produit a une valeur ajoutée. Et le manioc en est un exemple. C'est une plante complète. Et je vous remercie. Ce produit nous avons obtenu le prix de l'innovation lors des journées d'excellence scientifique de la recherche. Donc, ce biopesticide a décroché le prix de l'innovation.
Wow, c'est magnifique. Un gros merci. Je m'excuse que j'ai dû vous chasser un petit plus. Magnifique. Bravo, bravo. Thank you so much. So our next presentation is by Yogesh Jadhav, and he is the Chief Operating Officer from the Barley Development Institute for Rural Women in India. And he's going to talk about his work leveraging solar food processing technologies for valorizing agri-food systems, and a case study of innovative climate actions by tribal women farmers in India. Please come. Thank you.
Hello, Excellencies, friends, and practitioners in the climate action arena. I am privileged to be here among you, and I thank FAO, especially the selection panel and the backend team, the whole team effort for bringing me here and allowing me to have a word with you. 5 minutes is, of course, not enough for me to speak, but I'll do justice to the topic as well as the schedule, as Janice has said. I come from India, which is a land of different cultures, civilizations. We know it since long, and then there has been a very much hype in terms of development, and I'm happy and proud of it. On the other hand, we have a portion of the population, especially rural and tribal women, who have yet to taste the development which is happening in the country. My state, Madhya Pradesh, it is the state where we have majority of the population is tribals, and the most vulnerable communities whom which we are working since past 38 years are the rural and tribal women of Jhabua and Alirajpur districts. So I'll be sharing my learnings, the learnings of my organization, as well as some indicators as to where we can go and in the future, as well as what we do now. These are the problems addressed. If we talk about vegetable cultivation and food security in India, 67% of the food is grown by women, And many of you might be surprised to know that, okay, I am from Burley Development Institute for Rural Women and a man speaking, because our institute stands for gender equality. Since the past 38 years, we have been doing this. And I'm happy to be a partner in this whole exercise, which we have been doing since past 38 years. And the reasons for revenue losses in the vegetable cultivation supply chain is mostly due to inefficiency in the supply chain, which are, when we talk about farmers to the consumers, then post-harvest handling, wastages and losses. And then when we see the spoilages, it comes to around 30%. So the solution, what the Burley Institute has been doing is, by empowering rural tribal women, we have a center which is located in the heart of the city of Indore. Yeah, so it's a 6-acre campus, green campus, which has hosted nearly 124 training programs, which are 6 months of duration. And we have trained more than 10,000 rural women, and they come from diverse states of the country, as well as from 950 plus villages. We have a residential training facility which trains 100 girls, especially in the age of 15 to 25 years of age, who have never been to school, 80-90% of them, and they come there for a 6-month stay. Their parents bring them there. Indore is a city which is now well known because it's the 6th consecutive year which is the cleanest city in India. Maybe you can Google it sometime. And the batch size is 100 girls. So we have a very rigid curriculum in which, very time-bound curriculum in which the Sundays are also employed in edutainment activities. So the day starts with, the girls, they starts with going into the nature and then tending the organic farms and learning and doing by hand. So after that, they will be trained in solar cooking, solar drying. And solar drying, which we use here, and since past 20 years we have been doing this, is on the solar tunnel dryers. These are semicircular dryers, as many of you might be knowing it, and very simple design, yet it is very effective in terms of ensuring food security for especially women who are mostly neglected, tribal women who are neglected in terms of their nutrition, because in Indian culture, in the rural areas, when the woman cooks the food, the men, they eat first. So in our own institute, we do it the other way. For example, in the 6 months course, we invite the girls' parents, and then during that time, we ask the men folk to eat later on the meals. And it's a very engaging kind of environment what we have here, and in the training. And the solar dryers, pardon, they face in the north-south direction, and they are very simple to build. You can just Google it sometimes. So I would like to stress here that the technologies are already here. We need to just act on it. So we use the solar cookers for pre-processing of the materials which we dry in the solar cookers. And it includes roots, vegetables, flowers, as well as medicinal plants, which the girls, they learn there to cook and to also use it in their daily life. The challenges and the remediation. Initial challenges of technology transfer were the ones, but then we double it up with the introduction of the technologies to the parents of the girls. Second one was regular trainings for rural women have been done in the areas, and we have donated the solar dryers and cookers in their areas, in the rural areas, which is helping us, helping the girls to really protect their forest also. Over time. Okay, thank you. Factors for success: community participation, number 1. Number 2, commitment of the parents. Number 3 is the on-campus residential training programs. So these were the impacts. There are several, but I'll just like to just highlight a few, just
We really
10
have
seconds.
to. Okay. 10 seconds.
Robust technology, which is more user-friendly, available in the market, and usable by the rural tribal women who are mostly illiterate. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So important to have a gender perspective and everything. So thank you so much for that presentation. Now we have someone who's going to join us, I hope online it will work. And I'm hearing talking, I hope. Jabir Amin. He is a PhD candidate from the Faculty of Agriculture, Animal Science Department in Kurkrovit University in Turkey. And he's going to be presenting on bees, buzzing for climate resilience, bee breeding innovations, and their role in sustainable agri-food system transformation. Do we have him? Jonathan, is he coming?
Hello.
Okay. There we go. Hello.
How are you doing? I hope everyone is okay. My name is Jabir Amin. I'm going to present my sessions about buzzing for climate resilience, bee breeding, innovations, and their role in sustainable agri-food systems transformation. Bee breeding improvements might help climate resilience agri-food systems. These improvements involve selecting and breeding bees with disease resistance, productivity, and adaptation to changing environmental circumstances. Bee breeding technologies support sustainable agri-food system transformation by fostering regionally adapted bee varieties which help conserve biodiversity. A key problem, bee breeding innovations can address climate change and other environmental variables by reducing bee population loss and improving agricultural pollination. Regionally adapted bee breeds can boost colony health, productivity, and reduce food insecurity and economic losses. Innovation in bee genetics offer a solution to the confronting agri-food systems. This is the key, addressing climate change, enhancing agri-food systems, sustainable agri-foods, and regionally adapted bee breeds reduce food insecurity and economics. Technological or innovative solutions employed. Innovations in bee breedings have emerged as a promising strategy for enhancing the climate resilience of agri-food systems by fostering the use of locally adapted bee varieties and genetics markers. These innovations contribute to the adaptation and the development of sustainable and resilient food systems. They also help improve food security and establish more resilient agri-food systems that can withstand the effect of climate change. So the key innovation is locally adapted bee varieties and genetic markers. Challenges and obstacles encountered. There are obstacles and challenges to be overcome. Bee breeding advances must balance productivity and sustainability and have regulatory and financial support. Novel strategies using indigenous bee breeds and genetic markers have been developed to address this trade-off. Regulatory support and funding are needed for bee breeding advances to boost agricultural productions, food security, and help agri-food system adapt to climate. So the challenge is here, regulatory support, financial resources, productivity, sustainability balance. Factors for success. Success factors include stakeholder involvement, the use of local bee breeds and genetics markers, and regulatory backing and funding. Collaborative efforts can obtain resources and support for advancement in bee breeding techniques. Key stakeholders: local bee breeds, genetics markers, regulatory backing, and support, financial support. Impacts and lessons learned: positive lessons and negative lessons. Positive lessons: stakeholder involvement is crucial for success. Collaborative efforts can obtain resources and support. Using local bee breeds and genetic markers can increase efficiency and durability. Negative lesson learned: substantial investments and regulatory backing are necessary. The trade-off between productivity and sustainability can be challenging. Implementing bee breeding innovations at a large scale can be difficult. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Jabber. That was terrific. I think that we underestimate the importance of bees in food production. So I'm happy to introduce Griselda Munoz. She is professor in the Faculty of Agrarian Sciences in Argentina, and she's going to talk about integrated agroecological production systems.
Bueno, gracias por poder estar aquí. El caso del Sistema Integrado de Producciones Agroecológicas de la Facultad de Ciencias Agrarias de la Universidad Nacional de Rosario es un trabajo que representa el esfuerzo de un gran equipo de trabajo. Esta presentación en particular la hacemos Sergio Montico y yo, que somos dos docentes investigadores de esta universidad. Estamos ubicados en Argentina, en la zona núcleo de la región pampeana. ¿Cuál es el contexto y el problema abordado? Que tenemos un modelo productivo industrial, agroexportador de commodities, tecnológicamente simplificado y altamente dependiente de insumos externos de probada toxicidad para el ambiente. Esto implica contaminación y deterioro de suelo, agua y aire por insumos de síntesis química y combustible fósil. Pérdida de biodiversidad y de diversidad cultural. Aumento de enfermedades humanas y animales. Desaparición de pequeños y medianos productores. Migración de las comunidades rurales hacia los márgenes urbanos con crecimiento de sectores vulnerables en los periurbanos. Producción insustentable, inseguridad y dependencia alimentaria. Y escasa formación profesional con enfoque agroecológico. ¿Por qué? Repito, porque hay una dominancia de un modelo de producción agroindustrial llamado también agroexportador. ¿Cuál es la solución tecnológica e innovadora que hemos encontrado? Comenzamos en el año 2017 creando el Sistema Integrado de Producciones Agroecológicas, que es un espacio colectivo, interdisciplinario y socioculturalmente diverso, abierto a toda la comunidad para desarrollar y compartir experiencias con enfoque agroecológico. Allí desarrollamos experiencias innovadoras, cultivos de servicios, bordes de biodiversidad, sistema silvopastoril, biopreparados, biodigestión, compostaje, rotaciones y labranzas no convencionales. También hemos creado desde hace 2 años la diplomatura de pregrado Transición Agroecológica aplicada a sistemas agroalimentarios de la zona núcleo de la región pampeana, en la que participan docentes, investigadores, estudiantes, productores, técnicos, funcionarios públicos, emprendedores, miembros de organizaciones y movimientos sociales. Como verán en la infografía que he elegido, he priorizado mostrar toda esa red humana colaborativa que se ha formado. ¿Cuáles son los resultados, los obstáculos y los desafíos? Hemos logrado, pero todavía nos falta por lograr, co-construcción de tecnologías e innovaciones para transformar los modelos productivos. Hemos alcanzado la construcción de indicadores de desempeño en transición agroecológica para mejorar los sistemas agroalimentarios pampeanos, considerando no solamente el conocimiento científico, sino también los saberes de los productores locales. Hemos avanzado en la creación y el sostenimiento de redes colaborativas solidarias gracias a todas estas vinculaciones que, por supuesto, no dependen exclusivamente de la facultad, de la universidad, sino de todas las partes interesadas. Hemos alcanzado la participación activa en políticas públicas para un ambiente sano, desarrollando algunos proyectos y trabajando en forma comunitaria con municipios y comunas. Hemos logrado conciencia y acción por el clima y contribución con los ODS. Allí se ve en la infografía todo lo que implica compartir, comunicar a través de redes sociales, 3 publicaciones de acceso libre y gratuito, programas de televisión, participación en todo tipo de evento donde podamos estar allí militando la agroecología y la transformación de los sistemas agroalimentarios. ¿Cuáles consideramos que son los factores de éxito y de impacto? Hemos logrado la evolución exitosa del periurbano agroecológico de Zavalla. El periurbano es una interfaz entre lo urbano y lo rural. Allí la producción no puede utilizar ningún tipo de producto de síntesis química. Por lo tanto, hay que lograr sí o sí modelos de producción alternativos. Hemos logrado también que nuestros diplomandos realicen proyectos de intervención territorial inter y transdisciplinarios. También hemos avanzado en el desarrollo de metodologías de investigación complejas. Y finalmente hemos alcanzado una evolución exitosa del periurbano agroecológico de Zavalla, transitando del modelo agroindustrial al modelo agroecológico. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you so much. So we have 3 more presentations to go. We have Ihab Ibrahim, who is the Chief Researcher of the Horticulture Research Institute at the Agricultural Research Center in Egypt. Thank you so much. And he's going to tell us about soil pollution management in the vegetable fields in the Eastern Nile Delta. Thank you.
Hello, I would like to thank everyone who organized and participated in this event. Case study soil pollution management in vegetable fields in the Eastern Nile Delta. Key problems addressed: the vegetable cropping system are high input and require large quantities of fertilizers, pesticides, and irrigation water. Farmers grow vegetable in several seasons during the year. Farmers use excessive amount of mineral fertilization and pesticide without any guidelines. So more information and capacity building activities are needed. Sometimes domestic wastewater is reused for irrigation. All this promotes the accumulation of pollutants in soils. However, there is a shortage of soil pollution monitoring and management in Egypt. On the other hand, the Egyptian soil tends to be low in organic matter, which reduces soil fertility and nutrient availability. Farmers fail to add sufficient organic matter to soil, and this leading to soil degradation. Solutions: samples of soil were collected and analyzed for contents of heavy metals and pesticide residues over the Eastern Nile Delta region. A survey was conducted to evaluate the current situation, assess soil pollution management, and draw conclusions. Production of biochar from available local biomass. a new solution to soil pollution problems and enhance soil organic carbon. Formulation of the adaptation strategy include soil pollution prevention and remediation management and vegetable production management. Also building capacity of the farming community to translate new technology into practice. A challenge farmers reluctance to cooperate with project activities. So we cooperated with leader farmers and agriculture extension officers. COVID-19 related challenges, so we developed a mitigation plan. Factors for success. Many innovative technologies and practices have low costs, making them highly accessible to smallholder farmers. Farmers participated in the developing and adaptation of new technology, ensuring their application and adoption. Considering local factors enables a more effective implementation. The innovations were built on enhancing farmers' capacity for adaptation, makes farmer the primary change agent. Collaboration between research institutions and extension services. Readily available raw materials for making biochar. Project impact. Farmers were provided with cost-effective solution to implement sustainable soil management practices. Use biochar to increase soil fertility, added value to crop wastage, and enhance soil's ability to store atmospheric carbon. The results were covered in 5 scientific publications. Lesson learned, developing and applying environmentally friendly technology that promote food security, climate change mitigation, and sustainable development. Ongoing learning and training of local farmers through effective communication and awareness activities. Also regular monitoring of crop production management and soil health helps to identify problems, filling gaps, and make the necessary modification. Finally, the lessons learned from case study in Egypt can be used by other countries with similar problems. Thank you.
That was just a wonderful illustration of how really the farmers have to be involved with everything to make a difference. Thank you so much. Our sixth presentation is by Françoise Baffard from the Université de Liège in Belgium, talking about bioponics and using recycled organic residues as a sustainable resource to enhance local food production in Algeria. Françoise.
So, hello everybody. We are very pleased to share our results through this nice event. So, I will talk with you about bioponics. Bioponics is using organic residue, recycling organic residue in order to produce local food and sustainable food. And we have done this case study in Algeria. So about the framework of this study, the objective of the study was to test it and to compare several irrigation techniques, from which also bioponic. We have worked with local and international stakeholders. We work with Oxfam in Belgium, but also in Algeria. We work with AFAT in Algeria and with the University of Liège. We worked during 3 years in this case study and in the refugee camp of Sahrawi in Tindouf in the southwest of Algeria. So which is the context is this region? It's an extreme climatic region and very difficult environmental condition, which led to a lack of diverse local food production, also nutritional deficiency, and also a dependence on food aid. And what is very problematic in this region is the access to mineral fertilizer, because they cost a lot, and it's difficult for people, local people, to access those fertilizer. And so we had in mind to find a solution for those people and to propose an innovative solution which is called bioponic. Everyone knows traditional agriculture, so you cultivate plant in the soil where the plant find all nutrients that are necessary to grow. Here we replace the soil by water in which we dissolve fertilizer. When we talk about hydroponic, it's mineral fertilizer, and it's a big problem, big issue regarding environmental condition, because it's very polluting process, and also it costs a lot for people. And so we propose to transform, to use, instead of mineral nutrients, to use organic nutrients, because people have a lot of organic residue. For example, we tested organic residue from chicken and from goat. We transform them through metabolization, fermentation process. First fermentation process without oxygen, and then a second fermentation process with oxygen, and then the complex molecule are transformed into simple nutrients which are absorbed by the plant. So we first tested and optimized the method, the bioponic method, in the University of Liège to make a lot of trials. We checked several manure. We find that it's more easy to work with chicken manure. And also we tested the nutritional and the microbiological quality of the vegetable we produce, which was very important for us, and it was very fine. The results, we also tried to test at a larger scale to see if the methodology was okay. It was okay. And also we tested a crop diversification, because we tested lechu, but also basilic and Chinese cabbage. When the method was okay, then we implemented the methodology in Algeria. It was done by local people. It's very important to understand. So the local people take manure from chicken, they transform their manure into an organic fertilizer, and then they construct a soilless production technique to produce lechu. And they've seen that the yield is good, it's better than with mineral nutrient, and also it's a methodology which helps to reduce the consumption of water. So we had also some challenges. For example, the COVID-19 was quite difficult for the travel of local travel, but also international travel. There were some technical and logistical challenges because of the access to water, the access to energy, but also the simplification of the method that was really necessary in place. Also, then, we had a lot of tests to make because the diversity of nutrient content in several manure. But the key factor for success was that we developed a nutrient solution that was scientifically tested and validated in laboratory, but also in field. We disseminated our results locally, but also in international congresses. We built technical capacity to more than 200 refugees. And finally, we showed that bioponics aim to have a high quality production of vegetable, water saving, its cost efficiency, and affordable for the people in Algeria, and it's also eco-friendly. Finally, which are the lessons learned from this case study? That's very important to involve end user from the beginning of the project and during the project. And also what was very important, it's the complementary partnership between academic and local people. Now, in perspective, Oxfam, Liège University, and four over EJB have developed a consortium to develop hydroponic worldwide. The initiative is very important also for us. It's collaboration with PAM and H2Go platform. We also want to develop several hydroponic projects in other countries such as Kenya, DRC and Palestine. And also we present our result in several international meetings such as COP26 and GFFA. Please contact us if you need more information. Thank you.
Merci bien. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Françoise. Our final presentation is by Ricardo Dominguez Losa, who is the technical advisor for the FAO Sub-Regional Office for the Pacific Islands in Samoa. And he will tell us, or show a video, I think, about Vanuatu's indigenous food system and a fusion of water, taro, shrimp, eel, and watercress. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for us as a regional office and also on behalf of the people of Vanuatu to present to you this, that is a research that we are doing under AG5 projects in Vanuatu. After paper desk review, more than 50,000 papers, we travel to the different islands to look at, to present the application to be declared as global importance agricultural heritage system. The application is almost finished, and we want to submit in, we have the validation workshop for the final application in 2 weeks' time, and we want to apply. Also, we link this activity with hand-in-hand Vanuatu presentation that we do yesterday. Sorry, I arrived a little bit late because I was accompanying the delegation. I think en español, sorry for the translator, nosotros decimos que una imagen vale más que 1000 palabras. Por eso, para no ser muy pesado, we are going to present you the video. I need to, I don't know how works the video, is the same? I play that?
I think Jonathan.
Welcome to Vanuatu, a tropical paradise renowned for its rich agriculture, abundant natural beauty, and vibrant culture. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of water taro and discover how it sustains the local communities as a very resilient system through natural disasters so they continue to thrive. It contributes to forest conservation and reduces land disputes in this tropical paradise. Taro, a staple crop in Vanuatu, holds deep cultural significance for the local communities. It's not just a source of sustenance, but also a symbol of abundance and unity.
Mivela isu meme pikuan mekem se mivela no raw tu maslo from krauna from se mivela kakalo me pikuan mekem se olpus stapno mivela no raw tu mas fight no ka from krauna.
The key to successful water taro cultivation lies in efficient conservation of our lavished forests. Vanuatu's unique landscape and abundant rainfall make it an ideal location for water taro farming. But the preservation of forests will supply and regulate the essential nutrients and required water level for optimal growth and yield.
Mena ivele look all busista from se mivela kaka taro lo water taro no mo kasi karen lo water taro. Ivele look se all busista from se mivela no kilim tu masut me look out by water itrai.
Farmers here have developed a sophisticated system of irrigation channels, carefully designed to distribute water evenly across the taro fields. This system allows them to regulate the water supply and prevent droughts. The controlled irrigation ensures that the taro plants receive the necessary amount of water throughout the growth cycle. This promotes healthy root development and lush foliage, leading to higher productivity and better quality harvests. The symbiotic relationship of the diverse organisms in the water taro farm also contributes to enriching the soil.
Something only live inside, you got water grease, only stuff inside. Then naura too, only stuff inside. After namara too, only stuff inside. After you got all fish too, or some small fish, only stuff inside.
Diverse plants within the gardens enhances the vibrant system to continue sustaining itself in the process. The art of the taro cultivation and irrigation is passed down through generations. Farmers work cooperatively to maintain and improve the irrigation infrastructure, preserving their cultural traditions and securing their livelihoods. As we conclude our journey into the world of taro irrigation in Vanuatu, we witness the harmony between nature and human ingenuity. The careful balance of water, land, and tradition enables the bountiful growth of taro in this resilient cropping system, ensuring the sustenance and prosperity of the people of Vanuatu. This proposal to declare water taro garden as globally important agriculture heritage system is funded by the Global Environment Facility through the Integrated Sustainable Land and Coastal Management Project in collaboration with Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and the Vanuatu government and the communities of Vanuatu engaging in the taro irrigation system.
Thank you so much for that really beautiful video. Right now, we have about 5 minutes for some questions and answers. So if anyone in the audience has a question, I would invite you to wave your hand and you can press the button if you have, and you can address your question to one of the speakers here. I can use this mic to take to them. Nobody's telling me I cannot, so I will just take it. Any questions? I have some also from on video because people are watching. One is for Pauline. Et puis la question, Pauline, c'est avec le scopolétine. Est-ce que votre produit maintenant, est-ce que les produits traités, est-ce qu'on peut les toujours classer comme biologiques ou comme une production biologique parce que c'est un biopesticide? OK, c'est ça. Oh, excusez. Oui, merci.
Oui, bien sûr. Le produit traité peut être classé comme un produit biologique, puisque là, on a uniquement utilisé le sous-produit et on n'utilise pas de pesticides et consorts. Donc, c'est des produits biologiques, oui.
C'est excellent. OK, merci beaucoup. I have another question here for Yogesh beside you. Thank you. And the question is, can you tell us a little bit about the outcomes in the women? How long have you been had this program? You said there's 100 in each group of women?
That's correct.
And where are they now?
Thank you for the question. The institution has been running since 38 years. I'm with the institution since past 13 years, 13. And then we have a batch of 100 girls for 6 months. We host them at our campus in Indore city, and we train them in livelihood skills, organic farming, solar cooking and drying, so that they go back to their communities and start off these small enterprises, businesses led by women. So it's a initiative which is catering to 9+ SDGs.
Oh, that's great. Okay, thank you. And I have another question here. Can I ask one more about,
Sure.
what was the other one that I had here? I'm getting them text here. I think maybe it was for Ehab here. Ehab Ibrahim. I'm just wondering exactly how you reached out to the farmers to get them to work with you.
Soil pollution effect on vegetable production. So we introduce many activities for enhancing vegetable production in the farmer through field visits, field days, and workshops and training course.
Okay, excellent. So I think right now we're just right at, oh no, I think I have time for this other one question. So that was the question. I just closed my phone here. So what do you think, to continue, about policy agricultural policy, you mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that there are not any regulations about some of these pesticide or the chemical use. Do you think that will change in your country?
We cooperated with extension services for enhance using integrated pest management and integrated nutrient nutrient management.
Okay, thank you. Anyone? Okay, we have one question here.
Hello, can I say in Spanish?
I think so.
Para la maestra de Argentina. Sí. Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Claudia y vengo de México. Y en la universidad en donde yo trabajo acaba de cerrar la carrera de agroecología porque es una carrera que lamentablemente los jóvenes no tenían interés en la agroecología porque pensaban en términos económicos. Entonces, para el sistema político, la agroecología es una materia que no está ayudando a desarrollo económico en las comunidades. En la experiencia de usted, maestra, ¿cómo están lidiando con ese desánimo entre la producción orgánica, la producción agroecológica e ir venciendo esta barrera de la economía? ¿Cómo le están haciendo? Me gustaría saberlo.
Sí, gracias por la pregunta, porque realmente fuiste al hueso, ¿sí? Es lo más complejo, porque obviamente, al menos en Argentina, la macroeconomía se nutre del modelo agroindustrial. Por lo tanto, las políticas públicas apoyan ese modelo mayormente. Son muy pocas las políticas públicas que apoyan modelos alternativos. Sin embargo, lo que estamos viendo es que en los jóvenes hay una conciencia ambiental. Es un esfuerzo motivarlos, sensibilizarlos, y los cambios son muy lentos y muy graduales. No hay que desanimarse. La agroecología tiene una dimensión espiritual muy fuerte que consiste en tener fe, en creer en la posibilidad de transformar los sistemas agroalimentarios. Y bueno, aunque a veces nos parece una utopía a la cual nunca llegamos, de a pequeños pasos se va avanzando. Así que a no perder la fe.
Thank you so much. At this point, we are going to transition to the next panel, and I would invite Robin Anderson to switch places perhaps with me. And thank you to the speakers, and a big applause to everyone. Please don't hesitate to speak with them up close during the breaks or during later parts of this meeting. You can see that they all had a lot more to say than I allowed them to say. So I'm sure they've got a lot of information that they could share with you. Thanks again.
Wow, what a transition. Happy that you're still staying. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely proud to sit here, but allow me to start in a little bit different way, because I would like to thank the person who should sit here instead of me. And that's Robin Anderson, who has done so much for this program. And I would like, perhaps we can give a round of applause for Robin, who is here. Just to also tell you who I am, I'm not Robin. I'm Michael Keller. I'm currently the chair of the private sector mechanism and of the International Agri-Food Network. And therefore, I took over from Robin. I think it's an important moment here, because we heard a lot about innovation, but I think what is also important is empowering people. It's about driving agriculture into the future. And today we are here to launch officially the second accelerator mentorship program for women who are leading small and medium enterprises. And look, I'm sitting here as a man. I think that's a topic for all of us. This is not a topic for women alone. I hope so, because that's something we have to work and collaborate together. I would like to thank also the FAO Office on Innovation to give us the chance to showcase now also what is happening on the ground also concretely. But more importantly, I think I would like to thank FAO also for this partnership, because somehow it's a public-private partnership we are launching here between FAO and the private sector. It's about empowering women, and you will discover here some of the women are sitting here. But it's not only about the women sitting here. The impact is far beyond, because this will be the second one. We have yet an experience of the first one, where at the end, yes, perhaps it was a discussion about empowering 50 women, but the impact was towards 500,000 persons indirectly. And I think that's what we are also looking about. The second round of this accelerator program, which will be with 50 mentees and 50 mentors from 18 countries in Africa, more countries participating, and also geographically wise, more diverse even than the first program. It's a 9-month program, one-to-one coaching, and we need really to thank also the coaches, the mentors who are spending time. And it's a tailor-made training through also the e-learning academy of FAO. And on top of this, there are workshops, peer-to-peer workshops. You have here some of the upcoming mentees who are starting the program with Anna Poker, who is the CEO and co-founder of Farmio Limited in Ghana. We have Lady Cassandra, who is a value chain vice president value seeds in Nigeria. And yeah, absolutely. And we have also 2 mentors here, and these are experienced mentors, because it's yet the second round they're mentoring, with Anne, who is CEO of Anne's Perfection in Ghana, and Eunice, who is Managing Director of Green Grower Exporter in Kenya. Thank you so much. So now I will stop, because a quite more important person needs now to speak and to explain us more what should we do and what do we do for women in agriculture, because they have a critical place here. Very happy, Beth Bashnell, to give you the floor, Deputy Director of FAO, to drive us through also your thoughts and FAO's commitment towards women.
Thanks very much, Michael. And I'm a little disappointed. My speaking points here do say thank you, Robin. And I really do, Robin, wish that you were up here on stage with us. But Michael. It's okay. We're happy to have you up here on stage with this outstanding group. I'm really happy to be here representing FAO and a wide group of people inside FAO who have participated, helped bring this partnership, as you've described it, which has then turned into so much more than just a partnership, something that's really delivering very successful results for some of the people who I'm most excited for FAO to be empowering, and that's women, and women who are leading small and medium-sized enterprises in their countries, in their communities. Since the inception of this program, we have really taken a firm focus on empowering women entrepreneurs to really tackle not only sort of their local challenges, the things that are needed to create a successful business, to create an income for themselves, their families, to support and build an employee base, to be promoting and productive in their own communities. But this is also an act of empowerment that takes on the big issues. It takes on fighting against hunger and rural poverty and climate change and being responsive and building solutions to those types of really global challenges. We have done a lot of work recently. I'll just touch very briefly on the status of women in agri-food systems. And if you haven't seen a fairly recent report from FAO, I would encourage you to go to the website, look for this seminal report on the status of women in agri-food systems. It really puts data points behind some things that I think we've known, frankly, for a long time, which is that women really are sort of the major driver in agri-food systems. The latest data show that over a third of the world's working women are employed in agri-food systems. And when you start looking at regions like Asia and you look at sub-Saharan Africa, we get to the place where 2/3 or 70% even of the workforce in these food and agricultural systems are empowered by women. But there are a lot of barriers, and they are the reason that I think we are putting such a spotlight on this kind of mentorship program, because women need more access to land, to inputs, to services, to finance, to digital technology. And we also know that this important role of building leadership skills, communication skills, advocacy skills, speaking up for yourself, mobilizing funding and financing, building a team. These are all other types of potential gaps or skill sets that also need some attention. So this is a part, Michael, of why I think we are so excited here. We also would just say that there is a huge opportunity, and I'm really pleased that this particular session was really coupled with the space of science and innovation. And while not every business plan may be R&D focused or have a strong scientific background, it's this space of innovation. And innovation, we know, we've talked about it over the course of these last few days, comes in many forms. It can be technological innovation, but it can also be institutional innovation. It can be social innovation. And so this is a really important, I think, sort of foundational piece to the SME Accelerator program itself. So with that, I would just say that we really do believe that it's through mentoring, this kind of coursework, building professional networks, that the mentorship program can really be the basis to provide, I think, these women entrepreneurs, some who have already clearly excelled at it and others who are on the trajectory we know to do really great things, to really build that social and technical capacity that they need to be very successful in the next stages of their lives. I would just point out, I'm really pleased to have some of our team right down here, Alex Jones, Yvonne Prasina, others from our Resource Mobilization and Private Sector Partnerships Division, who've really been strong day-to-day partners with Robin, you, the IAFN, in really getting this launched. We really are very, very very excited to see what comes from this next group of 50 strong and powerful women. So I'm done, and I can't wait to hear from the rest of the women here on stage. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Robin. And I think we are all now keen to listen. But we have someone else. Beth. Oh, I apologize for this one. Yeah, it's all about Robin. But before we are going to listen to our mentees and mentors, I would like to give the floor to Abele Haile Gabriel, who is the FAO Assistant Director and the lead in Africa. I think we have on video. Good to see you. Please.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
Wonderful. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to join you today virtually to celebrate the second year of this program. Building on the encouraging results of the first edition of the Accelerator Mentorship Program, we are happy to welcome 50 more women agripreneurs who lead micro, small, and medium enterprises in Africa. As my colleague Beth has mentioned, MSMEs are a particularly important part of the private sector landscape in Africa. They account for up to 90% of the private sector on the continent. They are the backbone of the economy, helping to reduce poverty by generating employment opportunities, income, and wealth creation, thus playing a key role in contributing to inclusive socio-economic development. They help to identify and even create new markets and contribute to food security and nutrition in the communities they serve. Yet, despite all these contributions, MSME face several obstacles. Access to finance remains a huge challenge, especially for those businesses that are informal. Within this, women-led enterprises face another layer of difficulties. They have limited access to productive resources, training, services, information, and markets. And all this because of deeply rooted structural gender inequalities. Lacking formalized assets and collateral, they face challenges to participate in formal markets and maintain and expand their businesses. Traditional gender roles assign most of the unpaid care and domestic work to women in the household, affecting their time and mobility, and hence their business growth opportunity. Women-led MSMEs are especially vulnerable to market shocks and disruptions compared to those led by their male counterparts. For example, we have documented evidence that women-led MSMEs were the most affected during the COVID-19 pandemic, facing temporary shutdown or loss of profits due to their small size, informality, and concentration in heavily affected sectors. When we make the case for investing in gender equality, it's because such an investment will help us stand a better chance of achieving sustainable development goals, because women play a vital role in our agri-food systems. There are ample evidence demonstrating that empowering women leads to better outcomes in terms of higher levels of food security and nutrition, greater innovation, better climate solutions, and far-reaching benefit for the entire community. We are proud to be part of the Accelerator Mentorship Program for the second year in a row and to contribute to these investments in the future of Africa. I thank you.
Thank you, Abebe, for this very clear message. And again, it's about empowering women. It's about empowering the private sector and empowering also all of us to contribute to all the issues we are facing. Now, we will not longer wait. We would like to listen from the mentees, and I would like to start with Anna Purker to perhaps give us a little bit an insight about, hey, the impacts you are facing, perhaps even related yet to climate, because we are discussing on climate, and also what are you looking for? What are the challenges you would like that your mentor is helping you to drive through and even grow your business? Please, do we have only one mic or? Yeah, please.
All right, thank you so much, Michael, for this opportunity. I must say big thanks to the FAO team for putting this together for us. It's a huge opportunity for me. My name again is Anapoka Dazabra, and I'm coming from a small community in Ghana, West Africa. Myself growing up as a young woman in where I was, we're in the northern part of Ghana, which is somehow known for only one rainy season. So it means that one time in a year, everybody in the community has to be able to travel to the farms and grow enough food that will feed ourselves and feed everybody. I came up from that, went to school, was interested in technology, computer science. And for me, one thing that kept me on this journey is a solution that would simplify the process of supporting farmers with climate resilience and technology in there. So, FAMU. So for us at FAMU, it's simple. Take a complex solution that blends circular economy principles, climate smart agriculture, and technology, and simplify the process for the smallholder farmer, because that's what they need. They need solutions that are directly impacting their activities, solutions that they understand and can relate to, and solutions that provide important impact upon implementation. So we actually came up with first greenhouse farming. But these greenhouse structures are either made of wood or bamboo or metal, recycled metal. Then we have the soil. What are we going to do to enrich the soil that our farmers are growing in, that are facing current issues when it comes to the change in biodiversity in the soil and the changes in soil nutrients and all that. So we enrich the soil with a mixture of recycled coconut waste, that's cocoa peat, that has been enriched with organic waste from that's manure and other sources. Then we follow that up again with training. We train these farmers in implementing climate smart agricultural practices in their cultivation, in understanding the importance of reducing on synthetic fertilizer usages and incorporating more organic farming in their practices. And then we link them to markets. Now, through this whole process, we've been able to implement one, climate smart agriculture, providing jobs for young people, because a lot of the young people who are training these farmers or the field officers that we assign to these farmers are basically youth agents that have graduated from agricultural colleges looking for jobs. We provide them with a practical hands-on training at our hub, and then they go out, we assign them to these communities, they interact with the farmers and still train them, reducing the complexity of the solution that we are trying to introduce to these farmers. Then we partner with input suppliers, ensuring that we are providing them access to quality inputs that they can reach on hand wherever they are, organic inputs that reduces their dependence on synthetic fertilizer use. We followed up with market access. We have been able to have partnerships with various off-takers that ensure that our farmers are able to move their products directly from the farm to the market without having to go through all the hassle of finding a buyer after they have harvested. Now, I must say, this is what I've seen, what we've seen in this journey is that more and more farmers are trying to understand the impact of climate change on their operations. You see smallholder farmers trying to increase the amount of fertilizer use just to combat the low yields that they are seeing now. But they're not understanding the importance of biodiversity in their soil and how to improve upon that. So teaching them how to do this, simplifying the process for them, both through practical trainings and through our platform we call the Super App platform, we're able to disseminate this important information. We partner with institutions in Ghana, such as the Science and Industry Research Institutions, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to help disseminate this information directly to smallholder farmers in local communities. And it's been a life-changing experience for myself and my team, because then we are able to track the level of impacts that our farmers are having and all of that. I would say that for this mentorship session, we are really looking forward to the capacity building that we expect to happen, we know will happen. We are looking forward to the network that we are already seeing, we've already had a taste of right here. And we're also looking forward to the long-term partnership. The peer-to-peer sessions for us are a chance for us to build or have matchmaking sessions with other startups or other businesses that are within our space, and then keep expanding on our solutions and scaling it up outside of Ghana, outside of West Africa. And so we are here for the long haul. Thank you so much, FAO, for being our for being our partner on this journey to transforming agri-food systems and to implementing climate change now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we could listen you hours for sure. Yeah, exactly. That's what I asked you before. Yeah, exactly. But we have also to remind us, we have to present all of you, and therefore I hope we can keep this as smooth as possible. I'm very happy now, Lady Cassandra, to also get your insights on well, what you're facing on a day-to-day basis. What is limiting perhaps also your support for smallholder farmers, subsistence farmers, and what are you looking for?
Thank you very much, Michael. Good afternoon, audience. Yeah, we are all gathered here talking about sustainability, increase of seed or scarcity of seeds. That boils down to seed. When we talk about scarcity of food, it boils down to seed. And that is where Value Seed comes in. I work for a seed company named Value Seeds, and I'm the vice chairperson of the company. In Value Seeds, we are into production and distribution of improved seed and vegetable. Our seeds and crops are exotic. The seed crop we have maize, rice, but this year we introduced wheat due to the scarcity of wheat seed in our country. I am from Nigeria. My name is Cassandra George. We are doing a lot in Nigeria because of the peculiar nature of what we are in Nigeria and what we find ourselves in our country. And then we see that in agriculture, we have to really close so many gaps that we have seen open-ended. And in Value Seed, we decided to find out how we can close these gaps. Now, climate change is one of the biggest factors which is affecting the yield in most of all the attributes we have tried to put in to get great yields. Now, what we have done in Value Seed, having seen all the climate effect and all the disadvantage the climate change brings into agriculture, I have a list of all that it's enrolled into. It comes in through temperature. We have the rainy season. We have also soil fertility, and we also have the economic impact that will also contribute to. Now, if we have to talk about the temperature, if it comes and if climate changes in any way, most of the crops we have, they don't also have the same temperate region. So with temperature, climate affecting it, we tried in Value Seed, we tried to train the farmers, most especially the farmers we target are women and youth. So we try to train, and up to now, we have trained more than 50,000 women and youth on agricultural practices, on how to use the right material at the right time for the right crop and at the right soil. So, and that they have done, that is what is also keeping them to avert the temperature effect on climate change in our country. The time we have here, if we have to talk about climate, we may not end this sitting, but the fact that the time we have been given is limited, I want to limit myself to the time also. Now, the problem we have envisaged in our country on agriculture, dropping the yield, making us not go where we want to go, is the lack of knowledge for this technical know-how on how to do the seeds and what you need for the right seed. We have this lack of technical knowledge from the farmers. Don't forget, the farmers we're talking about here are women and youth, because we realize that the men in our country, when you empower them, you are empowering them, getting more wives for the home. So we decided to keep that aside, now put the men aside and get the women to come on board. And I'm sure some of you here know the tradition. In Nigeria, we have traditions and cultural basis. So in Nigeria, a woman is not supposed to be seen outside. But we took it upon our side, and on ourselves in Value C to say that, yes, even if that goes, we have to break a little law. So we have now a law that we have advocated for women to also get land, because the men don't allow them to get land. But we have gone to advocate for them to be getting land rights for them to be able to farm. And that is what is giving us the leverage to have those women come around, get the training, get all that they need for them to get efficient on their farm. Climate change, if we continue, like I said, will not end here. So I would like to leave the table for Michael to continue from where I will stop. Thank you.
I need to make a quick disclaimer as she's speaking about seeds. That's more even difficult for me, as in my daily life, I'm from the International Seed Federation, as you know, perhaps to stop. But thanks so much. All starts with the seeds. Yeah, we hope we all agree on this one. I'm happy now to go to the mentors and to listen also to the mentors, and here even more interestingly, not only learning of first year, why you're continuing, why you're doing it the second year. That means apparently you learned also things. And please, therefore, I would, with Anna, please start with your insight. And we hope we can, I see some time pressure, we have time. It's so exciting to listen. I hope FAO has some flexibility still, but thanks so much.
Hello, so I'm Annie Irabna Safo, the CEO of Annie's Perfections. I'm a registered dietitian and passionate entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years, and Annie's Perfection is into food manufacturing, so cereal-based, nut-based products, and we have the best peanut butter and breakfast cereal on the earth, yes, because we get a lot of feedback from our international clients. Annie's Perfections has over 200 people in the value chain, with more than 60% being women, and women also being in the management position. And this is to address the SDG goals 1, 2, and 5. No hunger, zero poverty, and then gender equality. And it's been an exciting and challenging journey as a woman, having to make time for family and also for a food manufacturing business. I like food. So for all the years I've been an entrepreneur, it's really been about food. And that's one of the major challenges that I face as an entrepreneur, being able to give my best to both my family and to my business. But I have this principle that says that anything worth doing is worth doing well. So if I want to be an entrepreneur and be in the food business, then I have to do it well. If I have to be a mother and a wife, I have to do it well. Yes, sometimes one of it suffers, but I quickly go back and make up for it. And what other opportunities I've had as a woman in business is access to international market and training. We have our products in the US, Canada, Kenya, and other countries. And another opportunity is also being here, because these ones were made for women. And so that's one of the opportunities I've had as a businesswoman. And I doubt I would have had some of these opportunities if I wasn't an entrepreneur. And this is my second time. It's been a very interesting journey. I had to learn a lot from my mentee as well, because there are times you will come and need some information. I may not have access. I have to go and research. Being a scientist, I always need the facts. So I have to go and research and tell her about it, so I'll also be able to implement it. I have to take her along. We have to grow together. And so I also look out for other opportunities so that she can also take advantage. So I have access to some non-governmental organization in Canada who will come down and train, and I've told her, you have to access this as well. And so I want us to grow together so that I see her move from one level to the other, and also to be better than me. She can't be like me, she has to be better than I am. And so it's been a very interesting journey where I have learned a lot from my mentee, and I've also been able to be a part of her life. So it's not just about a 6 months or 9 months period, but it's going to be a lifelong relationship and a journey, because I want to see her up there. Thank you very much.
My goodness, what an enriching message also. Mutually, you are learning. Thanks so much. And please now, Eunice, for also your thoughts, your insights, and the reasons behind. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, FAO and Robin, for this opportunity. We are eternally grateful. So my name is Eunice Mwongera from Kenya, and representing many women who would have been here, not only from Kenya, but Africa. And for the first time, I think it's good to be a woman, because this program is about women and empowering women. And what I have learned and why I am excited and passionate about the second year is that, number one, when you mentor, it means you guide, you advise, you handhold a person's hand so that they don't have to make the mistakes that you made. I created a business over 25 years that was exporting fresh produce from Kenya to Europe, and therefore the lessons are many. So one of the exciting things is just trying to help somebody not to make the same mistakes, and therefore they can, change their course. The second thing is then to share the success stories. What happened, how I got funders on board, how I got partners and collaborators on board, how I got to come to FAO in 2010 to make a presentation. Then again, that helps the young upcoming entrepreneur to be able to build their businesses. The other thing that excites me most, like it has been said, is that the ingenuity of the young upcoming entrepreneurs. My mentor last year is Stella. She's here and she's doing a wonderful job out there, changing livelihoods by idea of milk correction. I just thinking problems that we suffered 10 years ago have solutions through the young entrepreneurs. Becomes a very exciting journey. So they are not only they who are learning, but we are also learning from them. The third point about mentorship is that then you're able to link them to funders and investors, because then you have lived longer, you've come across these people, some of them are still walking the journey with us. And so then you keep throwing away information which you don't think is important, and somebody just goes like, Allah, that's very helpful. I will go to that office, and when you see the results, especially when they write the proposals and get the funding, then it becomes a very exciting thing. It is important that as we mentor, we are also critical. So we tell them the truth, that this I don't think is right, this will not get you there. Especially because the farming community in our part of the world is so societal. You may do business and there are no revenues because everybody comes to feed from your basket. You will look successful. So that's the other thing I've learned. And I look forward to walking this journey longer, wider, and covering as many women as we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, inspiring. Can I participate in this program also or not? To learn? No, okay. Thanks again to all mentees, mentors, to the 50 who will be part of it. I think, Beth, also thanks again for your words, for the support of FAO. There's no firework now to start this second year of Accelerator program, but with this one, the work will start. And I hope next year we will get the same feedback and there will be other years coming. Thanks again to FAO. Thanks, Beth, to your team, to Robin, to all of you. Thank you. Would you like pictures or? Yeah?